You know what? I wish my mother could hear that introduction. It was, I mean, I didn't even know who that person was. Thanks. Amazing. And Edgar's right. All of you are number one. And in fact, it was absolutely amazing. On the way here, you know, we run our taxi drivers down and we criticize them and we say, you know, these guys are terrible and they irritate us on the road. On the way here on the highway, this guy knew that not only I was number one, but all of you were number one. He wanted to come into my lane, and I was sort of quite happy where I was, and I just proceeded, and he was hanging his hand out the window, and he was going, "You're number one!" He wasn't using his finger, he was going, "You're number one, and I know you're on the way to finding country, and they're number one!" You know? So, and then there was this, I'm sure he was going, "We can put more people in our taxi, we can squeeze them in." You guys are great. The ultimate thing, and I think the most important message that we all get here today is just what an incredible man Edgar's actually and Bainat. I think this is the third time that I'm speaking at this event. And the first time we were here, there was a couple of folks, and it was a small little event, and we had a whole lot of fun. It was amazing, and there was a lot of empty space. This place was just very empty, and it seemed to echo a lot. And that's changed. In fact, I said to Edgar, I'm sure he was walking up with like signs outside and saying, "Anybody walking past, you want to come to this event? You want to fill the place?" And thank you for those people that have come in from outside. We really appreciate you filling the room. But building teams actually starts at the top, doesn't it? I mean, great leadership filters down, and it comes down in the form of great people. And I think that's who's sitting in the room here today, is a lot of great people. Because Edgar and Bainat came here with a vision, because they didn't start with a little farming country this big and go, you know what, if things go okay, we'll build on. And they had a vision, and their vision was a big, successful property business, and that's what they're building. Because you can see, when they built this place, they knew they were going to fill it with you guys. And here we are 3 years later, and it's all happened, and wonderful. So, look at that vision. Look at the vision that Bainat and Edgar have had. And get to know it. Because if you're all pulling in the same direction, if you imagine this is farming country, and we're all over here, and there's our vision, and we're all standing in front of this, and we're all pulling in the same direction, how quickly this is going to move. Edgar and Bainat and you guys are not participating in the current downturn. I'm certainly not. I haven't felt it. My business has never grown quicker than it has in the last 3 years. So, is it interest rates? Is it the president? Is it things outside of our control that we need to be worrying about? Or is it the most important person in our life? Remember the taxi driver, the number one he was referring to? Is that who's the most important person? When that mask comes down from the ceiling in that plane, do we help everybody around us, or do we stick it on our own face? You know what I'm saying? Well, you wait, of course, and when you stop screaming, you pull it to your face, you breathe gently, and if you've got more than one child, you pick which one you like the most, and you will not stop it first. But the most important thing is to have that purpose, know where you're going, know what you want to do, know what you want to become. But there's one thing that's more important than the purpose, and that's the people, and that's you guys. And if you become more, farming country becomes more. As you develop and you turn into a better person, you become a better contributor to everybody around you. A better wife, a better husband, better spouse, better employee, better service provider to your customers. So the ultimate person that you need to be thinking about, and the person that you need to be considering and doing the most for, is yourself. I want to read you a little quote from Thomas Edison. It goes, "If we all did the things we are capable of, we would literally astound ourselves." Thomas Edison failed 10,000 times while he was busy developing the incandescent bulb. Did he fail? Or did he find 10,000 ways not to make an incandescent bulb? So yes, we're faced with challenges, and yes, there are things going on that are different to what they were a while ago. I mean, before, you didn't have to be a great business person, you didn't have to be a great salesperson. Sales just came pouring into you. Now you've just got to think a little differently. Now you've got to move yourself out the box. Now you've got to be a little bit more astute. And when you are, do you know when the period in American history when the most people became millionaires. It wasn't 2000, it wasn't now. During the Great Depression. Between 1929 and 1933, more people became millionaires in that period than any other time. Where are we right now? We're in a recession. We're in a period where there's opportunities out there all the time. If you want to look, if you want to seek, if you want to turn things over, you can uncover the most incredible opportunities. But you've got to look. It's not just going to come. When last did you see someone standing on the side of the road with a loud hailer going, "Come over here, opportunities waiting over here"? Doesn't happen, okay? What is happening is you've just got to be a little bit wiser. You've got to be a little bit cleverer than the other guy. If you want to be average, then wait for the guy. What if you say, you know what, Andrew, I know when I'm going to be successful when he shows up. Or what if he or she doesn't show up? What are you going to do about it? How are you going to make a difference? And I just want to tell you a little story to illustrate what is possible, what can be done. There was an amazing lady, Maury Payton, and she lived in Texas. And she was busy with one, you know, these mowers, not the one you drive on, but the one it's a self-propelled mower. And the accelerator got stuck and it got out of control, and her little granddaughter was sitting on the ground busy playing with her toys, and this mower was heading towards her. And this 63-year-old grandmother covered about 30 meters in milliseconds, picked up a 150-kilogram lawnmower, tossed it out the way, and saved her granddaughter. The next morning, she went. She couldn't even budge that same machine that she picked up and thrown out the way like a feather. So what is possible? What are you capable of achieving? Are you like Maury, that you can pick up 300 kilograms and throw it out the way, at least 150 kilograms and throw it out the way? Because you've got a big enough reason why. And what is that reason why? That reason why is our vision. It's the purpose. It's the very thing that gets us up in the morning and makes us do what we want to do. So, create belief in yourself. Start to believe in the most important thing, which is yourself. Because if you believe in yourself, you can achieve amazing things. And let me give you an example of that. If I take a plank about this wide, and I stuck it across the floor over here, and I said I'd give anyone in the room 100 rand if you could walk across that plank. How many of you in the room are not going to take my money? But I change one thing, and I take that same plank, and I stick it on top of the Carlton Center. And I say, okay, now, how many of you are going to walk across that plank? How many of you would do that? Nobody. But that plank is from the Carlton Center going across to the building across the road, and that building's on fire, and your child is on top of that building. And the flames are licking at your child's feet. How many people in the room are now going to run across that plank and go and rescue their child? There's not a person here that wouldn't do it. Why? Because the reason why grew. Why did Maury go and throw that lawnmower out the way like it was a light piece, like it was a light feather? Because she had a big enough reason why. So you need to find, once you find that reason why you want to be successful, once you find that reason why you want to be part of Fine and Country, why you want to be part of this magnificent team, nothing will stop you. Absolutely nothing will get in your way. There was another amazing story, a lady called Angela Cavallo. She was sitting in her kitchen, and the next thing she heard screaming from outside, and she went running outside, and her son was trapped under a 1964 Chevrolet Impala. Does anybody know how big those cars are? They are massive. She stood, grabbed hold of the car, and lifted it off her son, and held it off her son for 5 solid minutes. 1,200 pounds of car. The current women's deadlift record is 502.6 pounds. Now remember that the woman is, all she's got to do is lift that bar and hold it for a second until she's stable, and then she puts it down. 502 pounds. Angela lifted 1,200 pounds and held it for 5 minutes until the neighbors managed to get there and put the jack underneath that car.
capable of achieving? Are you capable of achieving what you think is possible for yourself? Or should you be extending yourself, and should you be having huge expectations? Because as Les Brown says, aim too high and miss, it's because they aim too low and hit. So that's what you need to do, is you need to have big expectations. You need to extend yourself. You need to think. You need to see the possibilities that are out there. Because Olympic athletes that train every single day of their life, they can lift 502 pounds. But an old lady who had a big enough incentive to save her own child with no training at all could hold that car off him for 5 minutes until somebody got there to rescue them. How many push-ups do you think you could do? I mean, okay, push-ups are not something we go and do every single day of our lives, okay? So, could I say 5 push-ups? Could we do 5 push-ups, just comfortably? But how about this? What about if I said to you, rest for 10 minutes? Could you do 5 more? And then if I said to you, rest for a day, could you do 5 the next morning? And how about if you did that every day for a week? And I remember your maximum is 5, eh? And now a week goes by and I now say to you, well, how many can you do? Do you think you could do 10 in the second week? But I thought your maximum was 5. And how about the third week? Do you think after 3 months you could be doing 50 push-ups? So what is your maximum? What are you capable of? Are you capable of doing 5 push-ups? Are you capable of doing 50? Are you capable of picking up 502.6 pounds? Or are you capable of holding 1.2 tons? What are you capable of achieving? What do you believe is possible for you? In the old days, they used to say, when I see it, I will believe it. Now, it says, if you believe it, you can see it. So if you believe it is possible for you, and you're prepared to do the work, because you know what? The most amazing thing is, success is hidden by a dirty, disgusting 4-letter word called work. Absolutely. So if you're prepared to work, and you're prepared to apply another terrible word called discipline in your life, because you know what? As easy as it is to do the stuff, the compounded tasks every single day, the small insignificant little efforts that you take every single day that add up over time into an incredible amount of success, so easy is it not to do. So that's the choice we have. You can either have the incredible benefit of success in your life and reward and the most magnificent things happening because you have discipline and you're prepared to apply a 4-letter word called work in your life, or you get to have the other side. You get to get home and you go to happy hour on the way home and you go and have drinks and you have a whole lot of fun and you listen to the radio in the car and it's magnificent, and you get home and you have a beer and you lie there in the couch and you go, you know what, I just don't know. Where is my life going? I'm trying so hard, but nothing's happening. Or you can say, get home and I'm going to read a book for an hour. I'm not going to sit and watch that idiot's lantern and let it pollute my brain. I'm going to put some valuable stuff into my head. I'm going to get in my car, and instead of driving around and listening to the news, did you hear the news this morning? Very sad news. Justin Bieber was found alive in his flat this morning. So you can listen to that, or you can have an inspirational, motivational, educational CD inside your car that's going to help you, inspire you, grow you, make you more. Because how do you attract success? Or how do you become successful? You become successful because you become more. As you become more, you attract more. So if you want more success, you need to first of all say, what do I need to become? What do I need to do? What actions do I need to take that are going to move me towards success? And not only move me towards success, but actually attract success to me. Because that is what you need to be doing, is you need to be thinking outside of yourself. You need to be expanding, you need to be growing. Do you know what your goal has got to be? I want to wake up tomorrow morning that much better than I was today. And then I want to wake up the next day that much better than I was the day before. And can you imagine 10 years of waking up just that much better than you were the next day? Can you imagine where your life will be? Because one thing is certain, we're going to arrive somewhere 10 years from now. My question to you is where? Are you going to decide, choose, pick where that place is going to be? You don't need to go and sit under a pyramid and chant. You don't need to go and sit and get a lady to glance at a crystal ball and tell you where your life's going. Do you know how you foretell your future? You write it yourself. You decide where you are. You get a picture in your mind of where you want to go. Build a plan to get you from one to the other. We know an instrument like that, don't we? Global positioning system, okay? Needs 2 pieces of information. Where you are, where you want to go. Software does all the work, it takes you from one to the other. What makes you think your life is any different? How many people in this room have written down goals? Show of hands. Do you know what the rest of you are doing to yourself? You're arriving at your driveway in the morning and you have no plan. Because you do. Without goals, you have no plan. Do you go left? Do you go right? Do you go straight? What do you do with your life? Because you know what? You're like a paper cup laying in a car park. It's going to blow from side to side. It'll get somewhere. But is that where you want to get to? Or are you going to have a plan? Wake up every single morning knowing exactly what you need to do. Take that action and move yourself closer and closer to the success you desire. Because if you do nothing, something amazing is going to happen. Nothing. So if you do something, you know what? The most incredible thing is, not all change is progress. But all progress requires change. So, yes, I'm saying to you, you need to change the way you're doing things, but not all of it's going to deliver the results. So what do? We have a simple thing called plan it, do it, review it, and improve it. And it's our cycle of success. We know what we want, we know where we are, we plan it. How's it going to work? Make some changes in our life. We do it. Oops, it's working. Keep doing it. Oops, we review it. Not working. So we improve it. And we follow this cycle. And you know what the most amazing thing is? As long as you're planning, doing, reviewing, improving, planning, doing, reviewing, improving, your life will just unfold before you, and the most magnificent life will just start to unfold. The resources, the people, all the things that you need in your life will start becoming attracted to you because of who you become. As you become more, you attract better people into your life. Do you know they did a study a little while ago? They took 60 university students and then put them all in the machine at the same time. They put one at a time into this, you know, what these clever machines that look at your brain while it's working. And they asked one student to walk up to the other one that was lying dead still and was told not to move a muscle. And they said to that student, just smile at the other student. And every single neuron in their brain triggered as though they were smiling themselves. So what does that say about the people we surround ourselves with? If you're surrounding yourself with people that are not reading books that are making them better, if you're surrounding yourself with people that hang out at bars and drink and do all the fun stuff that's not improving their lives, that's what you're going to do. You'll eventually dress, think, talk, read the books or not read the books exactly the same as the people that you hang out with. So one of the easiest ways to improve your life is improve the people you hang out with. Because if you start imitating the actions, the reactions, and everything that that person's doing, and they're successful, what do you think is going to start happening in your life? You're going to start evolving. You're going to start turning into a successful person just like that. Because success is a recipe at the end of the day, isn't it? If I give you a recipe and say, bake me today a chicken a la king at our... Oh, and by the way, don't get too attached, because I heard this today. Don't get too attached to the onions, okay? Because it's that separation anxiety when you start cutting them. Apparently it makes you get very tearful. So don't get attached to the onions, okay? But if I gave you a recipe for a chicken a la king and all ingredients, is it possible that you could bake me a chicken a la king? Maybe. Listen, you're not going to be Jamie Oliver's, you know what I mean? You're not going to beat Jamie Oliver. But would it look like a chicken a la king? Would it sound like, would it taste like a chicken? Of course it would. So if I have a recipe that's working, and I find somebody who is becoming successful following that recipe, and I do everything they do, and I put all the ingredients in, and I put it into the oven at the right temperature, I give it everything it needs, what is the likelihood that success is going to come out of that oven? 100%. So guard yourself against the people with whom you spend the most time. I forget who it was that said it. Earl Nightingale. We are the result, 5 years from now, we will be the result of the people we spend our time with, and the books we read, and the actions we take. So what are you going to be doing in your future? What actions are you going to be taking in your future that are going to move you towards success? What people are you going to surround yourself with that are going to encourage your success? And what books are you going to read? What audios are you going to use? How are you going to use that incredible time that you get to spend in that mobile university called your car? We spend 500 hours a year behind the wheel of our car. That's equivalent to 2 semesters at university. How are you using that time? Are you using it as education, or are you using it as entertainment? So I'd like to leave you with this challenge today. Use your time as efficiently and effectively as you possibly can. And as Nelson Mandela said, there is no passion found in playing small. Settling for a life that is less than the one you are capable of living is pointless. And I think we all can admire the man that said those words. If anybody didn't live a pointless life, and I'm talking like he's not here anymore, anyone who's living a magnificent life, okay, and may he live forever, that certainly was the man. And so I want you to go away today, and I want you to say, what actions am I going to start taking tomorrow that are going to start making my life better, that are going to start making my life different? Because if you're happy with everything, keep doing what you're doing. But if there's certain parts or elements of your life that you're not happy with, have the courage, have the commitment to begin making those changes. And take one step back and remember what I said. Not all change is going to result in the progress that you want. But you cannot get progress without change. So try it, plan it, do it, review it, and improve it. Thanks so much for your time.